Welcome to our channel.
Maybe trauma. Going through a traumatic experience. You know, there's something about trauma that makes you feel like you have to go through things alone. Like you have to keep it to yourself. So trauma kind of makes you like it's so difficult for someone who's gone through a traumatic experience to be vulnerable, because at the end of the day, for you, that traumatic experience left you feeling so unsafe around people and in the world. So I can't even be vulnerable. And because one of the requirements for vulnerability is for the person on the receiving end being a safe space, like me being comfortable. And that also brings me to another question.
Okay.
Who should we be vulnerable with? Should we just be vulnerable with everyone, or should there be boundaries? Like I can be vulnerable with this person to this extent and this other person to that extent.
Okay, you can't be vulnerable with everyone. Let me just say, you cannot. And I think the aspect of emotional maturity, you can't go telling your boss your every move. Unaget. You can't also go telling your people you meet on the street your every move. Hey, but then you get a job because of to accomplishments. Like, you need to be emotionally mature, and then people can use it against you. We've said it's a risk. We are not also like encouraging you, guys, be vulnerable. No.
And now you're going to IG live to be vulnerable with people. You are going to IG live to pray out there.
For real. And then I feel vulnerability is intimacy. Do you have sex everywhere?
No.
Do you have sex with everyone? Sex, but I think that's the best example. You don't, because intimacy is supposed to be with someone you trust.
The people who do that with everyone. But that's
pray for them. But I think that's the best example you can use. If these are things you don't do it with everyone, because it needs to be with someone you've grown fond with, because trust also grows in consistency. We cannot talk for 2 days.
And then now we've just met today, tomorrow, and then you're telling me your childhood trauma, like, you will shock people. No,
it has to be something that has grown over time. Like, I've talked to you for a while, I know you. Because you can be telling me, you told me that vulnerability is not what?
Emotional vomit. Like, you can be actually thinking you're being vulnerable, but you're just vomiting emotionally. You're telling irrelevant people who do not need to know that you are struggling with this. You can't be opening up to everyone with you.
So it needs to be with someone you've grown. Not, I don't use the word fond, but someone you can trust. Like, you've seen them for a while, you've talked to them for a while.
You know that this person actually has proved to me that we are friends like that. You know, there's that phrase that we are not friends like that. It's real. There are people who you're not friends like that. No, you can't tell me stuff like that. I'll be like, you don't have a circle that who are your close friends? You know, someone who can help you out.
And plus, it's okay to approach someone and say, "Baby, I need to talk to you." There are things that one is fine, but just don't. I can't say, "Hi, Julie. You know yesterday." It's and not fair.
It's funny because there are people who are like that, who just everyone has to know. Like, at the end of the day, I remember when there was this sermon that was happening in our church, the making of a queen. You remember? And we were talking about discretion. Like, you have to be discreet, even about these things that you're struggling with. That doesn't mean that you keep these things a secret. It's not a secret, but be discreet. Have boundaries. Know that I can, like, when it comes to Candy, I can tell her this and this. But when it comes to this other person in my life, we are not there yet, so I can't tell this person that. So you can't. you're not vulnerable with everyone, and you, the receiver of the vulnerability. What phrase can you call?
Just say the one receiving.
The one receiving of vulnerability. You have to be a safe space. Don't go out there telling people, it's like in a circle, like, let's pray for Candy. You know, Candy told me that she's struggling with, what is the right example? She's just struggling with something. Like, Candy's struggling with this, and then she's needing able help. That's be a person, be that safe space. Keep it between you two. You have, mostly when it comes to traumatic experiences, we all hear this. It's not your story to tell. Just because I told you doesn't mean you can go around telling people. It's my story. I am the one going to tell it. When that time comes, I will share. But I've shared it with you to feel safe, like to take the load off me. I just want someone to help me carry it, not to help me transport it to different locations.
And then this is something that it's an example, like someone was just saying. I tell you my story, and then when I tell you that story, you turn it, for example, let me just use this term, but like you turn it to a testimony. Who told you I want it to be a testimony?
It is my testimony, please.
Yeah, like if it's her story, if she made a success out of that story, let her say the story.
Yes.
Don't own it. I have a friend which friend? Okay.
Who gave you the permission?
Like, I think these are things people should talk about. Like, when I tell you something, if it's success, let it be my success. You're just supporting me. You're just holding my hand.
And that's why I've been like, it's okay. You can like, sometimes people tell you and be like, it's fine. You can tell this person, but unless you have that permission, don't. One thing I've learned mostly again about traumatic experiences, those people who have gone through trauma of any sort, they feel like power has been taken from them. Mostly people who have gone through abuse, they feel like power has been taken from me. So even if I share my story with you and then you go share it with someone else, you're taking power from me at the end of the day. You're doing the same thing that abuser did to me. So it's not something as simple as nilisema tu pole. No. It's really, it goes deeper than you think. So don't go sharing people's stories out there, giving testimonies, using my story and it's mine, please.
It's hers.
Don't. Yeah.
And then there's also something else. Like, I want to say it here. If someone is choosing to be vulnerable with you, you don't have to find a solution to their problem.
Thank you, Candy.
And this one have to find
mostly for the guys, because you find that you can share something with a guy, even the guy in a relationship with, he's quick to fix. Like, unaweza fanya hivi. No, sometimes.
Okay, it's not. The idea is vulnerability is more on support, and then vulnerability. I wanted to say point in a but vulnerability is me asking for help. But it doesn't have to mean you're the one offering help. If you're not in a place where you can offer that help, it's okay to tell your friend, maybe I cannot help you, but I know someone else. Don't. It's more like, I feel like at times people are possessive. Like, I want to know, like Julie tells me her problems alone,
and then I want to be the one to. But I also get.
Cause okay, let me just finish and so that you speak. Even when it comes to therapy, you're normally told if it's a case you can't handle, refer to someone else. If it's someone who can help them better, let them do it. You don't have to do everything. I don't think I don't know the example to use, but you can't solve everyone's problem.
And that also reminds me, you know, something that hinders me from being vulnerable with certain people, mostly about like even lack, like I'm lacking something. I feel like if I be vulnerable with you, you will feel like I'm expecting you to come through for me. Like, I find that like that has really hindered me in opening up and sharing, because I feel like you will see it as a way of me asking you, now come to my rescue, help me. But sometimes no. Sometimes I just want someone to be there to know I'm struggling and to just hold my hand through the struggle. It's not that I'm expecting help from you. So someone being vulnerable with you doesn't mean that they expect you to help them, like come through for their situation or like rescue them or something. And sometimes you being quick to fix the problem is like it actually leaves the person feeling like you can't bother whom say it's like this case you've been given, you want to quickly shut this case so that you can move on with your life. I don't know.
There's a way to go about it.
Yeah,
you can offer help, but not feel like, don't make the other person feel like they are a needy person or because if I'm coming to you as a friend, why should I feel like you're making me feel like I'm a charity case?
Exactly.
Like you need to. There's a way you can handle it, and just
even if you have the solutions, please first support. Be like supportive. Help the person. Allow them to feel whatever they are going through. Allow them to feel. Don't be quick to get them out of the feelings. Like, hey, you una struggle, to struggle anymore. And that brings me to another example that hindered me from being vulnerable moving forward with some people in my life. I don't know. Am I being that person who is sharing testimonies?
No, not really.
Not really.
Okay, understand. I'll go like, no, you're not saying that one.
So it was a while back, and then I got my heart broken by this guy, and it was so painful. You know how this heartbreaks are. So I was like, hey, guys, I'm hurt, and they were like, you get better and stuff. Like, you're supportive. And then after a week, I'm still so hurt, and I go back like, hey, I'm hurt, you guys. And they're like, you're still there. We moved on from that. I don't think they even meant harm, but their words really hurt me, like deeply, deeply. So I felt like these people are not a safe space for me anymore. I'm not allowed to feel some things like it's like mnaniharakisha niache kufeel hivi, but the point is I'm still feeling that way. So I'm wondering, is there a limit to like vulnerability? Is there like, okay, ukishaniambia once una struggle na hii, tuongee hiyo maneno, huwezi rudi na the same issue. Is there like, are there rules to govern that?
Okay, wait, let me just, will you feel like at times I shared a lot of information, like utafeel kama nimesema shida mara 20 for you, like as big
for
friends?
Me, no, like I think because I went through that, like I'm more accommodative. You can come to me with your struggle however many times, unless nilea chali anani hurt, and I'm like there for you, no unarudi, anani hurt unarudi, anani hurt unarudi. So unaona hiyo pia there's unakuja pia mimi unanipea stress juu it doesn't make me happy to see.
I think also you can be like tough on your friends and go like, by the way, we are not talking about that one again, and we are not talking about it like because of this and that. Don't shut them off by telling them but don't only know.
Alafu it had been only a week, guys. I'm not supposed to be just a week.
But for real, you should what are they saying? Like extend grace and just let them say it as much as they can. But if you come imeanza kuwa toxic and it's rubbing on your energy, you're like, if I meet Julie again and
she talks about this certain thing,
to break up, then I think at that point you can just tell them, enough is enough. You cried for 1 month and I don't get why you cried for 1 month. So because there's no timeline for healing. Like it's an individual process. So you can't force people.
Another question I want to ask: vulnerability with men, like with guys, with our guy friends, and with guys we're in a relationship with. Most people say that when guys start being vulnerable with them, it's a turn off, like unaina kuput off, like sasa huyu anadu ni mwanaume anafaa. Like, what do you think about vulnerability?
Or like if a guy is vulnerable with a girl,
mostly in a relationship, alafu he's like, I'm struggling with this in my emotions. There's some people who see it as a turn off. What do you think about it?
Okay, this is my thought.
Unverified. Like
msiseme ati kanino. This is just an opinion. Let me put it that way. An opinion. I think for a guy there's a limit. You can't cry every other day.
Can girls cry every other day?
I also don't cry. I can't then gonna jump, yeah. Right now, as we're doing this video, like I feel like I've been holding on to a lot of emotions, like through the last 3 weeks. Hey, it has been hard for me the last 3 weeks, and I feel I haven't cried. So like, I think I need to schedule time for crying. Because Babu, I'm realizing I can't cry at night because kesho asubuhi na 5.
You don't want bags.
We gotta represent. So like, I need to sleep. So I think one weekend I'll just say Friday, Saturday, Sunday for crying. That is up on your adulthood imenifikisha. Like I can't cry just anyhow.
That's true. You have to schedule time to cry and feel our feelings.
Anita was telling me like she does that, she plans, and for me I was like, make cry anytime. But nowadays I'm like, okay, for real, I just can't cry every day. I need to schedule.
Me, I don't even need to
schedule.
If I go through some things like a lot and I'm not having the time to feel them, there's this one day without my choice, they'll just flood, and then
Yeah, because
I'll just be what for not like, and then I'll be like, oh, this is what I have been holding on to this for a while. Now it's the time, everything has come.
Yeah, so back to guys being vulnerable. I don't know, I'm not I don't know.
You don't know.
Wait, you're the one who is in a relationship. Julie keeps on reminding me that I'm single too.
No, I don't do that, baby.
Tell us. Me, I have only brothers.
Did you see Percy's status yesterday at night? Ulivuta stool. Okay, they were about the single and searching, and as Candy has been on my neck since we started this video at Julie and stuff.
Okay, I don't want to give an opinion right now, but I think we can offer them support, but I just feel for guys they just can't do it forever.
I have a question now, again to you. If you're in a relationship, I'm not inviting pain and trauma. I'm just asking if you are in a relationship, like how much vulnerability would you allow? Like, would you want this guy to share their fears, their pain? Would you?
I want them to share everything. Everything. I want them to share everything.
And what if everything involves a lot of pain? If that's what they're going through mostly.
I can offer support and help, tell them maybe you can go for therapy.
But you won't be the therapist. But then, I also it reminds me of something. Your friends are not your therapists. Your pastor is not your therapist. So if you're struggling with finding like that place of vulnerability, and you don't even know why, you probably need a therapist who will like help you go get in touch with your feelings, your emotions, and find out why we need.
Yeah, because there's no, I don't know what's the word. There's
a certain level of help that a therapist will give you that we can't.
Why a therapist cannot help a family member?
You're the one who went to school for that, Candy.
Well, you see what really that? I can't remember the word. Oh, there's no dual relationship. At least because I was like, if I don't remember that one, I am embarrassing myself. So there's no dual relationship. So what was the point?
Your friends cannot.
Oh, you can yeah, because of that dual relationship.
Yeah, there's some level of help that I believe you can only get from a therapist. Yeah, and even like they are trained in that at this point. But we're still on vulnerability.
Yeah, but you're asking. Oh, they can share everything, but they just feel these. I don't know.
I feel like
we can't cry. If I cry in a scale of 1 to 10, if I cry to an 8,
he should cry to a
5 there.
Yeah, but like I feel like I
not
get,
cry, but
I get it. Like I feel like we should also, like if you're in a relationship or if you have guy friends, you should also be able to offer that safety, that safe space where they can come and share their struggles, because they go through a lot, and sometimes they feel like in them, and also in your circles. I see even us girls, we are crying in our circles. Please normalize like sharing your struggles in your circles.
Julia
you don't have to cry like for real, but hata sisi tunakuja tunaencourageana hapa kwa circle yetu na Candy. Like if I know you guys, these guy groups, and they are strong. They can earthquakes, whatever, they can't shake them. But vulnerability is the only thing that can shake them. Like there's a lot of misconceptions about vulnerability with men, but you should embrace it. Like be in a circle of friends right now. Start fostering that vulnerability in your circle.
In your friendships.
Because one thing I have come to find out that your life partner also can't offer everything. You need these circles so that you can
relate.
Yeah. Candy. Yeah, you need like circles where I also need a circle where I can go and cry sometimes, and the other person can go and cry to their circle, and then now we can come and cry together after uploading from like at the end of the day, I'm going through stuff, you're going through stuff. So like we need to find common ground, and also other people to help us.
Yeah, and just also as we conclude the video, but as we conclude the video, I just want to say like vulnerability also should be mutual. If you're the only person sharing, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Big trouble.
You are washing your dirty linen in public.
Right?
You're deputy in high school.
You should
She used
make
to
sure
say
it's
that a
mutual.
Don't wash your dirty linen in public. She used to say that. Like, I think that's how it is embedded in my heart. Like, whenever there was an event, a function, parents meeting, or parents are coming, you'd be like, Jane, I see you in that short skirt. That is washing your dirty linen in public. It's like, it's the only thing she knew. But it's fine.
Okay, that's it from me. So we can give our closing remarks.
Closing remarks, vulnerability. Like, I think it's something I'm constantly working on. It's not easy. I won't lie to you. For me, it's not easy. I can even compose that text and be like, I'm going through this. I have been feeling sad and anxious about this and this and this and this. And then be like, should I send it? Should I not? Like, and cancel it all the same. So it's something that if you're not practicing, you should cultivate. And if you're expecting it from your friends, you should start giving it to them. It's that should be
deep. I love true facts. Let me tell you. Let me just wait. We saw this video kwa Moji and the wife. They were like, Moji was the one reading
the book,
and then he was like, facts, deep.
He was even standing. Like, I think I was reading another book yesterday, and I was
feeling just happy, you know that. Like,
at least you're not saying it.
Yeah.
I was reading another book and I was feeling all those things like deep facts. I was like, this is too much. I need to close this book fast. Like, and then I can't even wait to read the next topic.
Because status yako was like true deep
facts. It was yeah. But if you're expecting vulnerability, give vulnerability.
Yeah.
It goes with every other thing, by the way. If you're expecting love, give love. If you're expecting honesty, give honesty. If you're expecting vulnerability, give vulnerability. And be vulnerable with yourself first. Be like, are you in a place where you don't have friends? Can you start by, or your friendships are all like vague, like muko tu. Kopoa, yeah. Like, you can start by evaluating them and being like, have I ever been vulnerable with the friends, by the way? And if not, start being vulnerable. It fosters intimacy, it fosters friendship. Even you guys cry in your circles. Like, I'll show you another reel. How it has been discovered that guys react to breakups. I'll show you. I want to see that one. But yeah, be vulnerable with each other. Vulnerability is beautiful. Vulnerability is amazing, and it's risky. Someone can go out there and be, if told them like, I always put my hair like this, juu niko na kisogo ngine hapa nyuma, and then the next day you are a meme. So and also you be that safe space for your friends, so that they can feel like they can actually be vulnerable with you. That's it.
I'll finish by saying that vulnerability puts you at risk of experiencing shame and maybe being exposed, but it also puts you in a place where you can experience joy, connection, laughter, and that's the best feeling ever. Yeah, so I think open your heart to being vulnerable and
vulnerable and
open so that you can experience connection and joy and laughter, because it's fun. It's a good place, and then you don't have to like go through hard stuff alone. Yeah, so that's it from us today, and hope you have a nice week.
Yes. Yeah. See you next Wednesday.
Bye.
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 Bye.